Okay, in this video what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at just doing some formatting without going to the chart tools, any of the tabs up there. Actually, it's incredibly easy to format a chart in Excel. All you got to do is click on the part that you want to change and handles will appear. So if I want to format the title, click on it. When the handles appear, I can go to the Home tab and I can start modifying the title. If I want to modify the background, I just select on the background. They call this the plot area. If I want to modify this, just click on it. If I want to modify the x-axis label down here, if I want to modify the legend, and those legend letters are a little bit small, I'm going to make those a little bit bigger here so they're a little bit easier to see. And also, I've got numbers over here, and I'm going to have to click a couple of times, I guess, here. But if you're persistent and you click on the numbers over here on the vertical axis, you can modify the vertical axis. And all you got to do is, once you've got it selected, is just right click on it like you would just about anything and go to format. That's not right. Let's try that again. Format chart area. Okay, you got to be kind of picky on this one because sometimes when you right click you get format chart area. That's not what I want, so I'm going to try this again. I'm going to right click. Looks like maybe you have to hit one of the numbers, and I want to format the axis is what I want to do. And right now, usually what I change is these options right here. The minimum should usually be 0. And the maximum is, by default, it's selected to be 12, and that's one more than the biggest number on the chart, so that's probably good. It leaves a little bit of space there. Here's the one that I'm going to change, though. The major unit is 2. Well, I think the major unit should be 1. So there's a horizontal line at every place where a bar could possibly end, because these are just whole numbers. I don't want a minor unit, so I'm going to skip that. Most of the other stuff over here, you can change the way the numbers are formatted, put $signs in front of them, or change number of decimal places or whatever. You can do some fill behind it, but we're not going to do that. You can change the line color on the axis, or the style, or the shadow. These are going to have pretty minor effects on what the chart actually looks like. So let's just go ahead and click on Close here. And I said that I wanted grid lines, or the major unit, to be every 1, and now I've got one line going across at every integer unit going up the vertical axis. And again, I think my number's a little too small here, so I'm going to make those a little bit bigger. We'll make them 14 like our legend is over here. And let's go down here and click on one of the labels down at the bottom, and we're going to do the same thing with them. We're going to make them 14 as well. Now down here at the bottom, if I right click, and you can't see my choice here, but format axis is one of the options. And probably the main thing that I'm concerned about down here, again, we've got some minor things with, changing lines, but the alignment. If you have words that are too long to fit side by side, as these are, you've got some choices here for the text direction, and you can rotate it 90 degrees or to the right, or 90 degrees to the left. You can do stacked like this if you want to, and there's a live preview, and that obviously is not a good way to do it. Let's go back to horizontal. That's not a good way to do it either, because now, to prevent the words from overlapping one another, it just gives you every other one, and we have no idea what's between Iowa and Penn State over here. So what we want to do here is we want to do a custom angle, and this does do a live preview. Now it's tilting them to the right this time. Last time they were tilted to the left, and I'm going up to about 45 degrees here, and click on Close, and now I've got my labels rotated. And so that's pretty much how you take care of formatting stuff on here. Let's take a look at one more. Let's take a look at formatting the plot area. I'm going to right click on that and choose Format the Plot Area, and we get a bunch of choices here, and I'm going to leave this off to the side a little bit so that we can see this does do a live preview. So let's say I want a solid fill, and it gives me default color here. I can pick any one of the colors that I want. Be careful when you do this that you don't make your chart harder to read. Gradient is when one color changes gradually into another one. You've got a bunch of presets here, most of which do not make your chart easier to read, but there's a handful of them like this one and Parchment here that I think are pretty good backgrounds. The rest of them have a little bit too much color, too much brightness in them. I think it makes your chart harder to read. You can also do picture or texture. Most of these are not really good backgrounds. They don't really make it easier to read your chart, especially this stupid fish one here. Some of the lighter ones might not be too bad. If you do decide you want one of these darker ones, what you can do here to make it a lot easier to read is you can go down here and you can fool with the transparency here, and you can really lighten it up. You can still basically preserve what it looks like, but you can lighten it quite a bit, and then it probably doesn't look so bad. There's also patterns here. I'm not sure that you'd want to do any of these very often. You can select the color if you want to, the foreground color and the background color. I kind of like either a solid fill or one of these nice clean gradient fills here like the Parchment one, so we'll stick with that. Okay, and we'll take a look at some other formatting options in another video.